Welcome to the British Esports Championships. My name is Vlad, I go by Waxen, and I will be your host for today. The 2020-2021 winter season starts now with Rocket League, followed next week on Wednesday the 14th by League of Legends and the Wednesday after that by Overwatch. Over the coming months, we will be rotating between the three esport titles in order to bring you as much variety as possible. But before that, I would like to invite you to follow the channel and come support your school, come watch your friends, and join us for the best esports in the UK. Today, unfortunately, due to time, we will only be able to showcase one game, but starting next Wednesday, we will do our best to showcase at least 2 games every stream. The teams are chosen randomly, and we are doing our best to showcase as many schools as possible. Before we get into it, I would also like to talk about the World Esports Day that has been announced for the 24th of October. In order to support that, the British esports teams will face off against the Royal Air Force teams on the 24th of October on a stream on a Saturday that starts during midday in League of Legends, Overwatch, and Rocket League. All students, schools, coaches, colleagues, and parents are encouraged to show their love, passion, and support for esports through any means possible, and we will do our best to promote you. We also want to say that we've got a lot of new volunteers as hosts like myself, casters, and production, so please bear with us over the coming weeks. If there are any production issues, we will do our best to sort them out and bring you the best entertainment possible. Now, on to today's game. We've got the Samuraris and the Griffins, but in order to talk about that, I want to invite my casters, Tofu, Elliot, and Titsu.
Hello everyone, nice to see you. I am Titsu and I'm joined alongside Tofu Elliot. And wow, what an occasion today! The very first series coming up for the winter series, and we've got obviously the Samuraris versus the Griffins. Who do you think? Going off of what you think so far, who do you think it will take this one, Elliot?
Oh, jumping straight in at the deep end then, Tidzu. Goodness me. Well,
yep.
Both of these looking like strong teams. And to be honest with you, it's very, very difficult to give much of a prediction this early on. Got Queen Mary's College fielding the Samuraris today, looking very strong. But Barnsley Sports Academy with their team, the Griffins, also looking very strong as well. So it'll be a very interesting game. I'm just hoping to see one that keeps us all entertained.
As far as I know, both teams have taken part in previous seasons, but we are not sure if they field the same players as previous seasons. So we might have some more unexperienced players among them, or maybe not. We're not sure exactly. I guess we're going to find out on the server.
Yeah, indeed. I'm very much looking forward to this one. It's always an exciting occasion being able to cast the first of anything, and the Champs Series is obviously going to be something exciting indeed. And, well, all the players are here at the moment, so I think we may just get ready to go in this one.
I think we'll just hold our predictions for now, see how the first game goes, and we'll see for the second game if there's any teams that gave away their strategy. So I think we're ready to jump into the game. I'll leave it with you two guys, and have a good one.
Thanks a lot, Waxen. See you soon. Wow. Let's get the players on the field. And as they get lined up, let's give you a rundown of the rosters for this afternoon's game. On Queen Mary's, the Samuraris, we have Baka, Bread and Broccoli up against Barnsley Sports Academy's Griffins, Bings, Civics and Virtuals. And it is going to be an early start here as Virtuals gets downfield, immediately cut out by Baka. Civics trying to cut that one out in midfield, and it's a very, very end-to-end start. Both teams taking to the field aggressively. Virtuals trying to go all the way on his own, but a big clear from Bread is going to clear the pressure early on for Queen Mary's. And with only 30 seconds gone, it does not seem that either team is waiting too long to get going here. Tidzu, what are your thoughts so far?
Thoughts are it's pretty standard in terms of Rocket League and a best of 5 series that we're kind of used to. Both teams having that little feeling out session early on, but it looks like a nice shot from Broccoli in his own half, taking it above Virtuals there. 1-0 to the Samuraris.
Lovely goal here, catching the orange side off guard. Bit too pushed up, to be honest with you. Broccoli catching them at a weak moment, and a big clear on target is sometimes all it takes. As we get underway from the kickoff, Bings looking for the pass over to the left-hand side, but Baka will be there first to cut it out. The team in blue keeping the pressure on as Bread comes into midfield to blast that one onto the backboard. Bings with a clear over to the left-hand side. Broccoli trying to get the touch back to his teammate Bread in the corner. Can't quite find the touch off of the sidewall. Broccoli is good, gets it out, but the shot has to be deflected by Bread over to the sidewall. He can't quite find the touch. There's going to be another clear here, met in the air pretty effectively there by Virtuals, and the pass is good midfield, but the whiff faking out Civics and sending him flying past the ball. Virtuals trying to get things up and on the way. Bings can't quite find a teammate in the middle, and to be honest with you, the big clear, the only thing separating these teams so far, as even with all the pressure, it doesn't seem like either teams are able to really get anything going.
No, this one hasn't really woke up at the moment, and it's really a product of how games ones usually go, like both teams obviously not wanting to expose all of their tactics at once. So you see games like this fizzle out a little bit early on, and then in game number 2 we have most of the surprises, but I don't think the Griffins are out of this one yet. There's loads of time left to get back into this one. It's just they've got to find a way to be able to make the team plays really happen at the moment. It's going to be interesting to see if they can do that, and little bumps in the corner on their own teammates there really isn't kind of helping things there.
Baka getting a kill on the wall there. Bread trying to follow up, but Bings is clear, will find space down the right flank. Broccoli, lovely little half flip to keep control in the corner, but Bings' pass is fantastic. Virtual shot doesn't quite find the power he was hoping for, but a promising play there from the Griffins will give them some confidence as they try to clear their lines once more here. Virtuals, the fake, takes it round Baka. Broccoli will be up in time, but Bings waiting patiently, does manage to reclaim control. Bread's clear is good. That one might be dangerous if Civics doesn't react in time, but he does. Over to the side, Broccoli slowing things down, giving away possession a little bit too easily there. Virtuals trying to take it upfield, but Bread cuts it out effectively. Civics' touch over to the right-hand side. He'll shoot himself. Broccoli's save is not a good one, and that's going to be a goal for the Griffins.
Yeah, Broccoli's save not really a good one at all. The demo coming in and helping out things in that bit of pressure there. The double commit coming in, but it doesn't matter. They managed to tap it into the side of the corner where neither one of those Samurai players were. 1-1.
Baka and Civics up for the kickoff. Baka dominating that one. Virtuals has to scramble back to try and get this one out of his own corner. It's up and off of the ceiling as Civics gets a lovely pass into the corner for Bings. That one's going to be off of the wall, and Baka needs to cut that one out. Lovely defense on the backboard, but a fantastic team play from the Griffins as they seek to keep this pressure on the open wound. Civics can't quite take that pass Baka. It's shut down well, but that pass over to the right-hand sidewall is very nice as Virtuals tries to get the touchdown. The clear won't find anything near the goal, but that whiff almost leaves them overexposed at the back. 60 seconds to play, and it is anyone's game here in game 1.
Yeah, very much is so at the moment. There doesn't really seem to be too much urgency from both teams really at the moment, although the speed of the game has come up a little bit from the midway point. But yeah, it's like you said, both games, that this game really at the moment is anybody's. It's hard to pick a winner at the moment, but that shot will do it indeed for the Griffins, and what a shot from Virtuals.
Absolutely lovely stuff here. Civics doing so well to get it onto the backboard, and Virtuals reading it and slotting that shot into the top corner. Almost no room between that ball and the frame of the goal. Top bin stuff from the orange man, and the only goal scorer from the Griffins thus far. Baka trying to go off the ceiling there. Blues know they need something special. Bing's able to keep it out momentarily, and Virtuals with a follow-up save to keep them in the lead. 20 seconds on the clock, and Queen Mary's are going all out here. The Samurais need a goal to equalize, but they are currently the ones under pressure as Bings tries to guide this one in front of the net. Baka taking control in the corner, finds some space. He's round one, he's not round two. Bings' touch is not the best. Bread has a chance here. He's passed it up to the sidewall. They have to keep this ball up. Broccoli into the corner. That one's going to drop. And we are going to see the Griffins take game number one.
Yeah, it was some nice offense in the end for the Samurais, but unfortunately they managed to not get the goal in the end. Griffins with some tremendous defense in the last 9 seconds of the game in order to see game number one out. And at the moment, the Griffins at the moment seem to have the advantage at the moment, but it's still very early in this series.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic play there.
Yeah, exactly, Elliot. You took the words out of my mouth. A fantastic game one. What else could we expected more from the first game of the championships of this season? We saw the Griffins coming back there from 1 goal down and then just holding on to that result, even though the last 20-30 seconds they were almost getting pressured into their own goal, but they managed to save there. I noticed Baka was trying to score from every angle possible, but he just couldn't make it. Fantastic first game, I would say. Do you think it gave you any information about what we can expect from game two, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to be honest with you, these teams are a lot closer than you expect to see, because I mean, almost always one team starts to shine, particularly in game one team will come out a little bit more aggressively than the other, and it can catch them off guard, even if that's not something that you're going to see for the rest of the series. But both teams doing a lot of good work here. The Griffins took a little bit longer to get going, but once they did, they were really strong. And I think the one to watch in this game has to be Virtuals. I mean, those 2 goals, the first one, obviously not necessarily the most mechanically precise goal, but taking advantage, well positioned. The second one, though, reading that backboard touch, getting that one into the top corner, completely unsavable. I think that he is really someone to keep an eye on.
I definitely agree. I also saw Virtuoso save in the last 25 seconds that shot attempt from the Samurai. So yeah, he's definitely my favorite player so far.
Yeah, obviously, and the Samurais will be looking towards maybe trying to shut him down a little bit as we come into game number 2 very shortly. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Game number 1 usually is an interesting game because obviously both teams are feeling the pressure, obviously, of the game itself, but also with what's going on in game number 1, you don't really see everything from both teams. So maybe the Samurais could come out and impress in game number 2, and maybe they figured out a little bit of their play style. But we'll have to see in game number 2.
Any predictions for game number 2? I also want to invite everyone in the chat to tell us who do you think is going to win game number 2, the Samurais or Griffins? Is it going to be a 1-1, or are we going to see a 2-0 going to the final map?
I think, to be honest with you, as much as I would love to see a little bit closer, I think that the Griffins can start to do work here. They kind of got the Samurais' number in the second half of game number 1, and unless the Samurais can come out and do something strong here and put on a little bit of a more spectacular performance, the Griffins could start to run away with this. So we'll have to see how the Samurais can perform in game 2.
Yeah, I think the Samurais can draw this back 1-1. I don't think we've seen everything that the Samurais have to show us, and I think coming into game number 2, we may just see a different side to the Samurai coming into game number 2 and see how much they improve. But well, the players are ready, so I think we're ready to take it underway in game number 2.
Back on the field, and we are about to be underway with our second game of this first broadcasted series of the winter qualifiers. This is Group 1, and for anyone just joining us, we are watching the Samurais from Queen Mary's College go head-to-head with the Griffins from Barnsley Sports Academy. Griffins are currently 1 game in the lead, and this is going to be the second one as Virtual starts things off with a lovely little air dribble into midfield there. Bings trying to keep the pressure up. Broccoli, a lovely hit downfield and almost finding a goal in the same way as they found a goal in game number 1. Bread playing that one off of the sidewall. Backer's touch is a little bit heavy, but the double commit from the Griffins might leave them a little bit exposed, but it absolutely doesn't because Bings is there to follow up, and that's going to be an early lead for the team in orange.
Yeah, I was literally going to say I was a little bit worried when the double commit came out because it was something that they did in the last game as well, but it managed to pay off for them this time. No real, not really much of a great defensive showing from the Samurais so far, but 1-0 to the Griffins.
Virgils with a big clear, and he'll give chase himself. He just needs to put it on target, but can't quite find the power. Cleared effectively enough as Broccoli now tries to take control in midfield. A flick into the corner will buy them some time. Backer banging it onto the backboard, but Bings' touch is good. Bread trying to keep the pressure on here as Broccoli comes off to play that one off at the corner. Backer's touch down to Broccoli, rolls up the backboard and will be cleared by Bing, but only as far as Bread. Samuraris keeping the pressure on here as Broccoli goes for the double touch off at the backboard, but it's cut out by Bing. A lovely little display of skill there as Virtuals tries the same feat at the other end, and we're really starting to see the players come out of their shell here in game number 2.
Yeah, we are. It's exactly like I predicted in the first game. We haven't seen all that is left of this that has been seen so far for these first two teams. A little ground pinch coming out there from one of the players on the Samurai, but Samurai have woke up a little bit themselves. They just need to make the most of the possession that they're getting in the Griffins side, and they could probably tie this one back up, I reckon.
Civics with the shot and Virtuals with the goal line touch. I don't know if it needed his help, but his help, he gave it, and that's going to be a 2-0 lead for the Griffins.
Yeah, it was nice positioning from Civics just to be able to tap that one back into Samurai's half, but it was a good finish from Virtuals there. Nice little redirect off of his car. 2-0 for the Griffins with 3 minutes left on the clock. The Samurais have to get something, and they have to get it fast.
Backer taking this one up onto the ceiling and gets the pass across midfield. Broccoli is up, and it's a lovely attempt at a team play there. It doesn't quite come to fruition. Bread at the back line, playing it onto the side wall, not taking too heavy a touch, keeping good control of the ball. That one is going to be clear up to the side, but Backer's there, and the pass down midfield is good. No one in blue to get on the end of it, but Broccoli will defend his own side wall effectively. Virtuals is there. It's an open net, but he can't quite put it on. And with someone who has been as dangerous as Virtuals on the ball in front of an open net, I am very shocked that this is not currently a 3-0 game.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with that. But one thing that I have to say though is that at the moment we're seeing the Griffins double committing an awful lot on that ball. The Samurais really need to look at that and find ways to be able to counter them when they get themselves in that position where they're using two players to clear the ball away, because that could be potentially something that could bring the Samurais back into the game if they can just see it. We just saw it there with the double commit, but nothing really coming out for the Samurai there. But yeah, that's something they've got to be looking at.
And just as we say it, the Samurais do find a goal. I'm not sure how much intention there was to it. Bread trying to clear downfield. Virtuals, the leading goal scorer in this series, can't quite resist getting a touch accidentally, redirecting it into the bottom corner of his own net and inadvertently lowering the deficit to 1.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when those happen, but he's got a goal, but it's for the Samurais. But who knows, maybe this could be Samurai's way back into the game. Like I said, they've got a lot to be looking out for in terms of this game, so they need to just go ahead and just try and make the most of those counter opportunities when the double commits to that.
Backer's touch down to Bread is fantastic. The clear, a little bit preemptive perhaps. Bing's touch into the corner. He will be able to follow it up in time. Going for a flip reset there in the air. Can't quite pull it off. Civics having to get in amongst it in midfield with a 50 as Backer tries to find the pass over to the right-hand side, but has left his team a little bit exposed here as Bread needs to take that one off of the backboard. Civics coming around the corner, faking the ball, allowing Bings to take control as Backer tries to get this one out. That pass from Bings into the mid will be met by Broccoli. Backer trying to get it across. Civics, Backer going for the disruption plays and able to clear their lines of Griffins as they try to make their way downfield. 30 seconds on the clock now. Backer passing it out to Broccoli, who gets the touch over the top. It's off at the post. Backer's there and he's banged it into the top corner to equalise for the Samurais.
This is exactly what I was talking about when it comes to counter-attack plays. They managed to do it beautifully there. Nice little touch off the wall from Broccoli. The goal coming in. That's drew it up 2-2 here with 25 seconds left on the clock. We could potentially have an overtime in game number 2.
Bings is up. That one's going to be off of the ceiling, and it comes down loose in midfield. Backer's going to be the first to it. He's looking for the double touch off of the backboard. He doesn't quite have the boost, but the Griffins are shaken here visibly as they try to get this one clear. Bings up for the touch. It can't quite find it in the air. Broccoli's pass over to Bread is a little bit behind him, but the double touch will get space in the corner. It's not going to matter right now, though, because in game number 2, we have overtime.
We do indeed, and this is the most, in my opinion, the most toughest part of the game, because it's a golden goal situation, of course. Like, if you've never seen Rocket League before, this is basically golden goal in football. So essentially, the first team to score will win the game, and sometimes we see hesitancy coming out from two teams, and wow, we almost just saw a triple commit coming up there for the Samuraris there as well.
Broccoli's clear into the corner, does buy them some space. Virtual's trying to keep control over the ball, but Backer's touch will be enough to take it downfield. Samuraris can't quite find the target. Bread's overextended in midfield. Civics is there with the shot, and that is going to be game 2 gone to the Griffins.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice play out of their own half as well. Great pass in play from Virtual straight into Civics, who taps it into the empty net. The defense from Samurai nowhere to be seen, and the Griffins take this one.
What a lovely, lovely game there. Much closer than it had any right to be. Samurai's actually finishing up with more shots overall. 7 shots to the Griffins' 5. However, the Griffins had 4 saves and the Samurais had absolutely none in this game. What do you make of that, Tidzy?
Yeah, the Samurais really waking up a little bit in terms of offensive play, but the defense, unfortunately, is not there for them. However, the Samurais do need to pay attention to what's going on in the game, because we've seen it across game 1 and game 2 now, where the Griffins have been double committing on balls, and Samurai really need to take advantage of that when they happen, especially in midfield, because that leaves Griffins in a horrible position where they've only potentially got 1 player back. They need to make the most of those decisions, and maybe they might be able to take game number 3.
Absolutely fantastic game number 2. I want to thank everyone. We currently hit 1,000 viewers watching this first game of the championships between the Samurais and the Griffins. The results of the poll between the first 2 maps also came through. The Griffins are favorite in Twitch chat, with 75% of the voters going for the Griffins to take this one. But we definitely saw a different breed there from Samurais. From what I saw while watching the game, I was fantastic. What a comeback for the Samurais. But I think what I noticed was a difference in playstyle for the Griffins between when they were up 2-0. I noticed they used to play 2 defenders, but then they went more aggressive, and they paid very, very much for that. And I think they changed back to the original tactic when they went to overtime.
Yeah, it seems... Sorry.
Go on, Tidzy.
Yeah, it seems something that happens usually with overtimes as well, is that tactics do change back, because obviously you don't want to commit as much on overtime because it's such a close encounter. It's like such a close thing between 2 teams. So it's not really unnatural for me to really see for them to go back to their old tactic, but it seemed to have worked for them though. But yeah, Tofu, what is your take on that?
It's a tough one to really say, because you don't know what's going through the players' heads, and some of it, you know, you play enough Rocket League, you get the understanding that not everything is intentional, right? And, you know, like, we can talk about the game plan that we intend to have and everything that we want to do going into it, and it can all fall apart, particularly when you're playing live on stream for 1,000 viewers in front of the cold, menacing stares of 2 experienced casters on the stream, picking apart your every move. It can tend to crumble. So I think what I would like to say is actually just how well these teams have done to actually come out and perform in front of all these people. And both teams, I think, have responded really admirably to the pressure, particularly the Samurais doing really well after going 2 goals down to claw it back, and perhaps a little bit unlucky to lose in overtime there.
Like,
yeah,
I personally want to see a game. Sorry, no worries, Titsu. I personally want to see a game 4 and a game 5. So if you at home want to see a game 4 and 5, invite all your friends and spam in the Twitch chat. Let's see if the Samurais can bring this one back. What do you guys think? Can they bring it back or not?
Well, The thing is that if Samuraris manage to tighten up their defense a bit and actually manage to make use of the double commits, absolutely, I think that they've got the talent to be able to do it. I reckon they could probably push on counters and be able to break them down that way. But if they don't really, it's difficult, because if the Griffins go out and play the game that they do, where they literally are just smothering Samurai at times, then obviously it's going to be pretty difficult. But you've got to look towards those double commits. It's the most important thing that I've seen from this Griffins team so far that you can exploit.
Just one more thing, I'm gonna update everyone in the Twitch chat. I've been informed that we will have games 4 and 5 regardless, so please stay tuned, because we are playing in a leaderboard type of tournament, so every game matters.
Absolutely fantastic. I just want to take a moment to thank Sir Squawk in the chat for his Twitch Prime subscription to the channel earlier. That is very much appreciated and absolutely did not go unnoticed, even though we only just had time to mention it on the stream. So big thank you to you, Sir Squawk.
We are now waiting for the teams to get ready, and we will jump right back into the game any moment now. I think the Samurais are trying to... Yeah, no, I think they're ready.
And we're getting underway with game number 3 here. Taking an early start as Broccoli goes up the side. For anyone just joining us, this is game 3 of a best of 5 series between Queen Mary's College, the Samurais, and the Barnsley Sports Academy Griffins. And Virtuals from the Griffins going with a lovely bit of aerial control there. It's not going to be enough though. Backer, lovely attempt at a fake there, trying to embarrass his opponent on stream. No such luck though, and now Samurais are under pressure. Virtuals can't find the double touch from the corner. Backer's clear, will find a little bit of space, but also finds Bings on the right-hand side. Broccoli's touch has to be made there as the 50 in the middle leaves the ball rolling loose. Bings with a lovely double touch off of the corner. There's no one in the mid, and Broccoli is able to get that one out, but is immediately demolished for his efforts. A very aggressive start from both sides.
Yeah, it is just very aggressive. Nice little bit of play coming out for the Griffins as well. It's unfortunate they didn't get anything off of that, but the double commit coming into the goal for Samurai is a little bit worrying as well. We may see that from time to time, but it's something that obviously Griffins should be made aware of if it keeps happening, because it could be another potential opening for them to get scored on there.
Broccoli off of the sidewall, can't find the double touch. Clear here for the Griffins, doesn't buy them any time whatsoever as Bread bangs that one down into orange territory again. Backer with the quick follow-up. Civics trying to clear this one out, does find Virtuals, and that's a lovely hit into space in the corner. That touch out will have to be met by Broccoli, and is. Backer touching downfield, but Bings will take control over the ball and play it up the sidewall. He is going to beat Bread, and Bread waits his turn patiently, able to get that one over to the left-hand side, but Civics cleans it up, and we're going to see Bings now with the shot cut out immediately, and perhaps very, very necessarily, as honestly, both teams look primed to score at any moment.
Yeah, they do, but you have to give the edge to the Griffins at the moment. I'm seeing some passing plays coming out of them that look really nice at this moment, but obviously we can't count the Griffins out, and you hate to see it happen. The own goal coming in for Samurai. Griffins 1-0.
That's really, really unfortunate. Backer just trying to get back, doesn't quite read the touch in time. It's off of the post, hits the goalkeeper, and that's into the net for an orange lead here in game number 3. Half the game left to play. Bings following up as both players fake the kickoff. Not able to take it round the last man, but Virtual's touch will meet the backboard if Fred's not there in time. He is. Broccoli chasing it out. That touch is good, but it will leave the orange team under pressure. That demo is absolutely savage, though. Fred with the shot. Virtuals turns in time. He gets another save. Backer fakes out 2, puts it over the last man, and that's a huge equalizer for the Samurais.
Wow, what an amount of offensive pressure this is from the Samurais. Look at that patience from Backer there, taking it past 2, and then the third to put it in the back of the net. Tremendous bit of play, solo play coming out for the Samurais, and that is exactly the kind of effort that you would need to get your team back into this and rally them to go into a game number 4.
Broccoli and Backer up there to get that one clear. Broccoli's touch necessary, but finds Civics Still under pressure here, Queen Mary's College, as they try to get this one out of their own half. Bings getting bumped by his own teammate there. Both of the teams starting to waver under the pressure as Baka comes to clear this one from halfway, finds his teammate, but both players opting to fake and allow Baka to take control in the corner. Broccoli there to clean that one up. It's onto the post. Bing's trying to get it clear, but the pressure is still on for the Samurais. Bread looking for the touch. It's off the post and wide, but oh my goodness, wasn't that a close chance for the Samurais?
It was a very close effort from the Samurais as well. Nicely played as well. Unfortunately, they did not get what they may have wanted out of that, but we're seeing something come out from the Samurais now. They've changed up their playstyle a bit. We're seeing a lot of offensive plays coming out from them. We're seeing bumps, we're seeing demos come out. They're dragging players out. They're looking like a much better side than what we've seen in the first two games, but will they have what it takes to take this game number 3 away from the Griffins?
Red playing that one up and into the air. Bings getting the clear, but it's a wasted possession. Broccoli getting back in defense now and will need to clear this from his own backboard. He doesn't find the touch, and Virtuals is there to clean up, and with 48 seconds left on the clock, the Griffins are in the lead again.
They are in the lead again, and it's poor off the wall for Broccoli there, and Baka was just caught in no man's land as well. Virtuals had an easy tap in the Griffins' goal there, and that puts them ahead in a game that the Samurais really need to win.
Oh, Broccoli whiffing the ball there, and a lovely demo from Bings is going to leave the goal open, and who else but Virtuals to clean up for a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, nice demo coming out on, from Bings there. Brilliant play. Virtuals getting the tap in the empty net and getting demoed for his troubles as well, but 3-1 to the Griffins. Samurai needing 2 goals very quickly here. It's not impossible, but it's very unlikely at this stage of the game. Baka
coming into midfield, trying to fake one, not quite working out as he hoped, but he will maintain possession as he passes it back to Bread in the corner. Finds a touch here as well. Broccoli, lovely little pass forward into space. Unfortunately, no one from the Samurai saw it in time to give chase. Baka will find control in the corner. Will find a challenge in the corner, but with 10 seconds left, they need an absolute miracle, and that clear is going to seal the deal for the Griffins as Samurais try to get a consolation goal here in game number 3. The ball falls dead on the ground, and the Griffins are going to win this best of 5.
Yes, they are indeed. But of course, as Waxon said, don't go anywhere, because we still have a game 4 and game 5. Despite the best of 5 being over, this is more of a showcasey kind of thing going on today. But to be honest, as soon as that 3rd goal came in for the Griffins, that was it. It was pretty much over at that point. Samurai did well. They changed up their play style, exactly what they probably should have done after the first game, in all honesty. The pressure that they put on was actually spot on. It's just a shame that they just didn't get the accuracy that they needed, but their defense floundered at times when it really needed to be solid, and Griffins just took advantage of that today, and they win 3-0.
As hosts and casters, we need to sometimes, hype a game up and compliment both of the teams. But let's be honest, this is a one-way story. This is Griffins. In the first 2 games, they showed us flair, they showed us style, and in the 3rd game, they literally displayed a masterclass of how to play aggressive Rocket League. Demolitions, assists, they played it to perfection. I would say it was probably one of the best aggressive games of Rocket League that I've seen from Griffins played by any team ever.
That was a very, very strong performance for the Griffins, but I think I would reel in the perhaps I disagree with you just slightly there, because the Samurais don't get enough credit here. They came out, and after their first game, losing 2-1 and very narrowly, they actually swapped up playstyles and became very, very aggressive. In the second game, they had 7 shots and no saves whatsoever. In the 3rd game, they had 10 shots, which was almost twice as many as the 6 the Griffins put on the board. And obviously it's not relevant, because if you don't take your chances, you're not going to win games. But their defense just wasn't up to scratch. Obviously, the own goal was a little bit unnecessary, unfortunate for them, but the defensive rotation just wasn't there. And although they managed to get much more aggressive in games 2 and 3, the Griffins, I feel, had a better all-round play, and they definitely had better aggression when it comes to the demolitions. As you mentioned, they're very on point with their demos.
Is there anything that the Samuraris can do to bring the games 4 and 5 back in their favor, Titsu?
Of course there is. Samurais really need to just look at what they did during the last game and just come into this next game with that confidence, because they changed up their play style. Like Tofu said, they played very aggressively. It seemed like it worked. They got that unfortunate own goal, of course, but no, I think if they come out in game number 4 playing exactly the way that they played in game number 3, I would be surprised if they don't get anything from that.
Okay, I think we're about to get game 4 underway. Thank you everyone from home and watching. We still have 2 games to go, and let's see what Samurais and Griffins have to offer now.
For anyone just joining us here as we get underway with game number 4, we are watching the first broadcasted series of the British Esports Association Winter Qualifiers, and this is Group 1 with Queen Mary's College Samurais going head-to-head with the Barnsley Sports Academy Griffins, and an early start here for Samurais in Game 4. Bread taking this one off of the sidewall, following up on that very near miss off of the crossbar. Bings with a lovely touch off of the side. Backer trying to get this clear. The flick is good. Virtuals keeping the pressure on, but Blues will find control as Backer gets a touch past Civics on the side. A little bit of an awkward bump there, but Broccoli cleans up and chases this one down the right flank. It is going to be up for Bread, playing it into the corner, trying to take that one in front of the net. Virtuals is clear, will sail past all 3 Samurais, as I think all of them expected another one of their teammates to hit it. Into the corner, Broccoli's clear, almost finds Backer, and he will give chase off of the sidewall, but that touch from Bings is a blessing in disguise as Bread's shot will be turned away by Virtuals. Civics playing upfield, but it's not going to be Civics. It's going to be Virtuals finding the touch in, and that's going to be an early lead for the Griffins in game 4.
It's a nice fake up in the air from Civics there, but Virtuals proving without a shadow of a doubt that he is the best player on the pitch at the moment, accuracy-wise, putting that one in the back of the net. 1-0 to the Griffins.
Bread's touch into mid. Civics beating Backer up to the ball. Bings with a little bit of a backflip there in the corner to try and maintain pressure, but Bread will find control and will look for Broccoli. That's a lovely little 1-2 in mid. Broccoli moving forward to try to find a bump on Bings, but Bings will get the pressure back onto the Blues. He finds control in the corner. That's a lovely touch in from Backer, but Virtuals meeting it with an absolutely huge clear. Broccoli defending his own backboard effectively, but can't quite find the second touch he needed. Civics is there, it's over 2, it's off of the post. Bings is there, but it's the crossbar that rejects him in the end. 2 minutes played here in game number 4, and the Samurais are very lucky not to be 2 goals down.
Yeah, very lucky indeed. Looks like the goal's just not wide enough for them today after the way that they played in the first 3 games. It's a huge shock indeed to see them hit that many shots, peppering that goal and not getting one in the back of the net. Unfortunate for them there, just like that read there from Bread on Broccoli, I believe. That was unfortunate too, but half of the game left, 1-0 to the Griffins, and it's starting to become a familiar story here at the moment, with the Samurai being a bit quiet and the Griffin really asking questions about their defense.
Broccoli cut down by Bings in midfield. Virtuals faking that one and leaving it for Civics, but Broccoli's there with a lovely demo. Backer finding a flip reset, but not quite finding the second touch on the ball in the air. Broccoli up into the air, looking for the aerial control, but Civics will cut it out. Bread knocking that one back to Backer at the front post. It's a little bit dangerous. Virtuals and Backer sailing past the ball. Bings not able to find the touch before Bread is, but he will turn into double commit with Civics there in the midfield. Broccoli, lovely little doink over the top there as Bread goes up to put it off of the corner. Backer's miss is going to be awkward, but Broccoli does manage to find it in the midfield. Bread putting it off of the backboard. Broccoli's following up for the Samurais, but it is going to be clear for the Griffins. and the Samurais can't find the equalizer yet.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've seen Baka do that quite a lot over this game, missing opportunities he really should have been hitting. But yeah, 1-0 at the moment for the Griffins. Not really too much offensively from them at the moment. I feel like they may be thinking that this game might be done, but they just need to keep that ball in the Samurais' half, and then perhaps, maybe then, this game might be over for them.
Civics keeping control, but Bread's cut it out effectively. Baka will be up for that one. It's going to come down off of the ceiling, and that's going to come down off of the crossbar. Broccoli's shot finding the equalizer for the Samurais with a minute left on the clock.
Broccoli finally showing the Griffins how it is done on the offense as he gets the goal. Nice little pass in from Baka, who I said was missing many opportunities through the course of the game, but certainly did not miss that one, and it was a very crucial one as well to bring this to 1-1. 1 minute left on the clock. We could potentially maybe see another overtime here, but who knows?
Civics playing that one up off of the crossbar, looking for something off of the backboard, but Bread will find the clear in the end there for Samurais. Broccoli looking for a long shot from downtown, doesn't quite find what he was looking for. It is going to be centered though, but Civics is going to be first to it, and he will look for the touch round Bread, but won't find it. Bings trying to guide this one round the corner. 25 seconds on the clock, and both teams need the winner, and Civics doing what he can, putting them in front with only 23 seconds left to play, and that is going to solidify game number 4 for the Griffins.
Yeah, it does, and it seems to be a very recurring pattern as well for the Samurais, conceding late on in the games. Griffins making the most of that opportunity there. Great pass coming in from Bings, and Civics with the goal. And now they're 2-1 up yet again.
Broccoli's shot saved by Virtuals. We will need to chase that one up. Baka keeping the pressure on. Bings getting it clear. Bread looking for the shot downfield, but can't quite find the power he was after. Virtuals keeping control. Baka slow playing it, but with only 1 second left on the clock, it might not be the time to take it cool. And Griffins slotting home their 4th win of this best of 5.
Yeah, the best of 5 is already over, but Griffins at the moment just saying, look, the best of 5 might be over, but we're not over. We're going to still come out and we're going to play the same as we played against the Samurai all series long. And well, it's no surprise yet again, the Griffins getting a late goal to bring it to 4-0 in total. Well, they've already finished the best of 5, which is 3-0, but 4-0 for the day at the moment. It's not that bad. Can they get the full sweep?
Yes, right before we talk about the 5th and final game, I just want to thank all the 1,200 people at home watching us live right now. And I want to encourage you, bring your friends. We still have game 5. You know what they say, usually the last games are the most exciting. And I personally believe that the Samurais are going to pull this one back just to put one on the board. So tell your friends, your families, your mom, your grandma, your dog, your pets to come and watch us, because this is the first game of the Winter Season Championships. And what a game we have on our hands.
It has been an absolutely fantastic series. To be honest with you, I feel like it's been closer than the scoreline would suggest. Samurai's unlucky not to have a game on the board yet. They could quite easily have taken any of the first 3 games. The 4th one was a little bit more dominant in terms of the Griffins' play style, but the Samurais at least doing a bit better defensively, putting 3 saves on the board, which is 2 more than they managed in game 2 and 3 combined. It's just not helping though. The Griffins are playing so well, and I have to say they're probably going to continue into game 5.
Tizu,
yeah.
I want to ask you, Tizu, do you think is it a story only about the defense of the teams?
I think in particular, yeah, I think Samurai's defense today hasn't been particularly great, it has to be said. But but obviously it looks to be improving as the series is coming along, obviously, with the fact that they managed to get 3 saves in the last game would indicate to me that the defense is getting better, but they seem to concede a lot of their goals around the dying stages of the game, which of course is a huge problem when it comes to series like this, where Griffins know that Griffins just basically have that timestamp where they're literally just like, yeah, oh, what's this? Last 30 seconds? We're just going to go in and get the cheeky goal, and the defense just unravels on itself. They need to tighten up their defense. I said it early on, and they still need to do it now. If they want to take a game, against this Griffins side who is playing brilliantly, they're going to need to tighten up the defense more than anything else, in my opinion.
So I think we're going to jump back into Game 5. Everyone, show your support for the Samuraris. Let's see if they can bring a game for their school, and let's see what Game 5 has to hold for us.
Just like to say a big thank you to Tendo13 for his Twitch Prime subscription in the chat. Very much appreciated, and thank you to everyone who has supported the channel, as well as those who are viewing and following along at home. We are getting underway with game number 5, our final game of the series, from Queen Mary's College Samurais, head-to-head with Barnsley Sports Association Griffins. The Griffins are 4-0 up, and this is just a show match now as they've taken the best-of-5 series. But playing for pride, the Samurais are still here, and they are going to give it everything they've got. And that's almost a lovely angle there. An early shot coming out from Broccoli, not quite finding home. Virtuals playing around the corner, doing very, very well to get that one in front of net, but things can't quite get up in time to turn it home. Civics with the shot, that's going to be a dunk, and Civics opening up the scoring to make this 1-0 Griffin inside the first minute.
Indeed, it was a goal that not even I was expecting sitting here watching this. Civics with the touch off of, I think it was Baka there, or Bread, ends up tapping it straight into the empty net there. Absolutely unfortunate for the Samurais there, but Samurais with the early pressure coming in, but we're seeing Griffins with the one opportunity, and that's literally all that they needed, it seems, to put it in the back of the net.
Baka coming up for the shot. Good communication there between the two blue players who allowed them to get out of the way. Bread coming and committing, but Virtual's touch round is good. Bing's touch onto the backboard is fantastic. Virtuals with a little touch off of the post. Bings doesn't see it in time. Virtuals tries to turn it in himself. The Griffins still only up by 1 as Samurais now break downfield. Bread banging that one up into the ceiling with a 50 with Bings. It's loose in midfield. Broccoli turning quickly, but Bings will be there to get a little bit of a clear. Civics touching that one down to the keeper as Baka takes control. Slow plays it out of his own corner. Gets a little pinch off of the sidewall. Can't quite find the touch beyond Bings that he was hoping for. It is going to be down off of the wall now as Baka and Broccoli come close there, but Bread will find the hit into the orange corner. A lot of pressure from both sides, but Griffins just seem to be that little bit more precise in front of net than the Samurais.
Yeah, they are at the moment, but obviously, as we may have seen in games prior, like especially last game, they just get themselves into, they could just get those opportunities sometimes, and they just need to find the accuracy just to basically finish them off, essentially. Like, if they would have got that goal against the Samurais, it would be a different game entirely. The Samurais may have to put more pressure on, but they need to. But Griffins need to make the most of the opportunities that they're getting in front of that Samurai goal.
Baka up for the double touch off of the backboard, finds the touch but can't quite find the target. Bread immediately up looking for the same thing but can't find the shot either. Lovely confidence here from the Samurais, but that one almost finding home in the blue net. Would have been a very unfortunate goal to concede, but it's not out of the woods yet as that comes down off of the crossbar. Baka's there, a lovely goal line save to reject Bing at the last second. 2 minutes and 12 seconds on the clock, and Griffins are still only up by 1.
Great save by Baka off the line. That ball must have been, what, 60-40 over the line? That was a very close one. That could have gone horribly wrong as well if Baka would have got a wrong touch on it. But where's the urgency from Griffins? To be completely honest, you have to be able to finish those opportunities. Like, even when you're sure it's over the line, get someone there just to get that tap in. Because like I was saying earlier, you managed to make the most of those opportunities. You could be 3-0 up. That could have been 3-0 up now. This could have been 4. But Bings gets the goal for the Griffins that puts them up 2-0.
Lovely, lovely stuff here. Bing's taking his time, waiting for Broccoli to fall from the crossbar so that he couldn't get the save, and flicking it over the last man to implement a 2-goal lead, a 2-goal buffer, which will give them even more confidence heading into the last 90 seconds of Game 5. Broccoli trying to get that one down to Baka, and does. Baka will be looking for the touch off of the corner, trying to guide it in front of the net. Broccoli's there, but not quite in the nick of time. And it is going to be clear for the Griffins as Civics goes up into the air. Bing's looking for a pinch. An aerial pinch would have been quite something to behold, but not quite finding it. Civics turning early, but not finding a touch. Bing's will, though, it's off. It's not off of the ceiling. I think Virtuals, like me, was reading the ceiling bounce that never came, and with 60 seconds left, it doesn't look all that good for the Samurais.
No, and you can argue it's been like that throughout the entire series as well. The Samurais have always been, unfortunately, it has to be said, no matter how well they played, they've just been one step behind them the whole time. That save coming out from Baka was very close there, but if Samurais could get get themselves a goal as a consolation to go away with, that would be fantastic. But so far, the Griffins, though, they've been playing very good all the way consistently across the series. Yeah, they've had a bit of accuracy errors here and there, but it's been mostly good for them, and they'll be coming away from this with their heads held high going into week 2.
An unfortunate result there for the Samurais, putting a lot of pressure on the orange team, but Bread missing the ball in the air. The goal completely exposed at the back line, and they've given it everything they've got, but that is going to be a 3-0 lead to the Griffins.
Yeah, they have. Commiserations for Samurai. They've come out and they've showed us at times some very good Rocket League play. When they've been playing good, they've been playing good, but yeah, again, obviously some things just creep in, and Griffins were just a better team today, it has to be said. But well done for the Samurais for showing up and just playing. They're giving us such good things to take away from the series, but it's the Griffins who of course took the series 3-0, but 5-0 overall. They won every game today.
Absolutely fantastic. I've been impressed with the Griffins' form. Nothing to take away from the Samurais. We definitely saw a very close game too. I think it was the overtime game, which was my personal favorite when it came to competitiveness and the levels of the players. But if I would have to ask you and everyone in the chat, who would you be your MVP for the series?
I think I'm just looking at my notes, and I think it probably has to be Virtuals. You know, there could be a case for Civics as well. Both of them played absolutely phenomenally. I mean, Virtuals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goals in 5 games. Civics coming out with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals. So, I mean, 11 goals between the pair of them in 5 games is a hell of a record, and they've both done absolutely superbly here. But just in terms of some of the skill we saw, if I had to give it to one of them, it would have to be Virtuals. What a player.
Yeah, I have to agree as well, and it's even more impressive as well when you realise that BSA Griffins only formed about an hour ago to basically come out and do this to Samurais when they've only been a team for like an hour is just absolutely incredible. It speaks volumes about the players that they've got in their team, and it's going to be interesting going into week 2 to see if they can carry on that form.
Absolutely fantastic. I want to invite everyone at home to keep up with the leaderboards on our website for the coming weeks and for all the games that you have not seen on stream today. I'm just gonna leave it to Tofu and Titsu. Any final words, any shout outs you want to give?
Go on, Titsu, go on.
Well, of course, if you have any constructive criticism about my casting or anything today, or anything you want to add, feel free to follow me at Titsu on Twitter. You're more than welcome to try and interact with me there. Tofu, anything you want to get across?
I am Tofu Elliot on Twitter. You can also find me right here at twitch.tv/Tofu Elliot. We are having an absolutely huge month, just past 900 follows on the channel. So come and join me. I've got a 31-hour Halloween special stream on the 31st. Ooh. So definitely get involved there. But I want to say a big thank you to the guys that have been here with me today, Waxon and Tidzu. What a phenomenal experience this has been, and you guys have been fantastic. So big shout out to you guys.
Thank you, guys. You will be able to see Titsu and Tofu Elliot a few weeks down the line when we come back with Rocket League. Have a nice day, guys, and thank you for being our lovely casters for the day.
No problem at all. Just quickly as well, want to shout out Sol, our man behind the scenes, keeping the broadcast going. Thank you very much.
And now it's just me and you. For the final words, I want to thank all the 1,500 of you that are now in the chat and have joined us throughout today for the first championship day of the 2020-2021 Winter British Esports Championships. For the next week, on the 14th of October, on a Wednesday, we've got League of Legends, and the Wednesday after that, we have Overwatch. Like I said at the beginning, over the next few months, we will be rotating between the 3 esport titles, so keep an eye out for the Twitch channel. Please follow us if you want to not miss any stream. Our next stream will be a fun Friday with Elliot at 4 p.m. And I would like to also remind everyone that on the 24th of October, Saturday, we are celebrating World Esports Day, where our teams from British Esports will face against the Royal Air Force, against the Royal Air Force teams in Overwatch, Rocket League, and League of Legends. Thank you to all the teams participating, and I wish everyone good luck in the next few weeks. I was Waxen, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. Thank you everyone behind the scenes, to my lovely casters, and see you in a few weeks.